You've played Arena this week, but you've only played Coco once. It was on clay. Playing on hard court this week, what do you feel like your chances would be if you were to play her in the final potentially?
It's tough to say because in a tennis match, a lot of things can happen. And last time I remember the reason why I lost against her is because I'm out of strength in the second set, and I feel I can't put any first serve in because I don't have more power anymore. That's why I'm trying to improve my physical part. But after half year, I feel the situation is different. I got more endurance in my physical. It's gonna be different match, different surfaces. She's obviously such a good player, winning a slam at a young age. It's gonna be a new challenge for me, but I'm really excited and really...
Zheng Qinwen just dropped some serious honesty about Coco Gauff. To be honest, it's encouraging to hear a player own up to their mistakes rather than offering justifications. She discussed losing to Coco, the reasons behind it, and the steps she's taking to ensure that it doesn't happen again. The respect between these two is real, but Zheng isn't backing down from wanting another go at her.
Well, yeah, it's not a bad match, especially, I see clearly why I lost the match, and then there is a lot of chances during the match, especially I'm the one mostly who's leading, and I give the chance away. But it's tennis, sometimes can happen, and nothing to say, and you come back, you put your energy on, and then come back for next time. I think it's a lot of up and downs because I started the match really good in Australia, and then it's a lot of things for me to learn, and then obviously the Olympic gold medal was unforgettable, and yeah, I feel tennis is, I love to play, but sometimes tennis can hurt you, especially when you fight so hard and then you lose the match.
Do you think Zheng can genuinely beat Coco if they meet again? Or is Coco simply too dependable at the moment? The problem with tennis interviews is as follows. Most of them are uninteresting. The same recurring responses are given by players regarding being focused, respecting their opponent, and taking each game as it comes. They seem to be repeatedly reading from the same script. But every once in a while, someone breaks that mold and actually says something intriguing. When Zheng Qinwen was recently questioned about perhaps playing Coco Gauff again, she did just that.
Because it's my first WTA final, and right now I'm in the finals. I can be a little bit proud of myself today.
Questions? Congratulations. There's potential for you to have a rematch, obviously, with Arena, or potentially play against Coco. Your thoughts on the potential of either of those two matchups going into tomorrow?
I think both of them, they are really aggressive player, and then they're always trying to attack when they can, especially Sabalenka. She win the match by playing aggressive, but also she lost the match by playing too aggressive. And then Gauff is type of the player, she stay more with the opponent, and then she can reach the ball farther. Both of them actually, I never beat them before, so will be a great challenge for me tomorrow.
Given that they had only previously met each other on clay, a reporter questioned Zheng about her odds of facing Coco in the championship game, and Zheng was honest rather than responding in an evasive, diplomatic manner. She openly acknowledged the reason behind her defeat in their most recent game. Furthermore, it had nothing to do with Coco simply being too skilled or the tennis gods not favoring her on that particular day. No, not at all. Zheng says she ran out of gas. Plain and simple. She couldn't get her first serve in during the second set because her body gave up on her. You don't frequently hear that level of candor in professional sports. Let's take a step back and discuss their last game. Compared to hard court, Zheng and Coco's game was played on clay, which is an entirely different animal. Clay can make games into whole marathons, slow things down, and reward consistency. You're toast if you're not physically ready for that grind. It seems that Zheng experienced precisely that. She stated that halfway through that match, her strength just vanished. She was no longer able to produce enough power, so her first serve, a powerful weapon for her, became ineffective. In tennis, you're essentially fighting with one hand tied behind your back when you can't rely on your serve. This is where things start to get interesting, though. Zheng didn't simply take the loss and go on as if it were an isolated incident. In fact, she took action. For the past 6 months, she's been improving her physical conditioning and endurance. She also claims that the current state of affairs is entirely different. She feels stronger. She is more resilient. He thinks she can persevere through the difficult times that previously broke her. And that's also more than just talk. Her most recent performances demonstrate this. She's been playing longer games and hasn't collapsed like she used to in the latter stages. But what truly sticks out in this conversation is Zheng's respect for Coco. She didn't try to minimize Coco's accomplishments or pretend that defeating her would be easy. She specifically brought up Coco's early Grand Slam victory, which is undoubtedly a huge deal. Most players never win a major tournament in their early 20s. Zheng is obviously aware of the importance of Coco's actions. It might be the understatement of the year, but you could tell she truly respected Coco when she called him a solid player.
Was Qinwen, someone posted a photo from your Orange Bowl finals?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just wondering, how do you remember anything from that?
Yeah, I remember being down a set and a break in that final, actually. And my whole family was there because I live like 40 minutes away. So, yeah, I remember playing her. And yeah, it's really cool that we're playing probably on the second biggest stage in final in tennis. So, yeah, Orange Bowl is a pretty special tournament. And yeah, I guess it's cool to see, like, I think 6 years later, here we are. She's a very good player. I think that match was 3 sets, or I don't even remember the score, but I remember being at least a really tight first set. So yeah, what do I expect? I think she's a very athletic player. She has a great serve and pretty good all around the court. I think, it's just going to be who can play better that day. Yeah, I feel like she's in peak form. She played well in Beijing, finaled in Wuhan, won a gold.
When you consider it, the relationship between these two is actually rather intriguing. Despite having somewhat different origins and playing styles, they are both young, gifted, and eager to prove themselves. Coco emphasizes mental toughness and consistency. She makes you beat yourself and grinds you down. Zheng, on the other hand, plays an aggressive power game in which she uses her serve and ground strokes to try to blow you off the court. Tennis is typically exciting when these two styles collide. Zheng also made a point that others could miss. She was completely correct when she said that the next time they play, it'll be a different match on a different surface. Unlike other sports, tennis does not maintain a level playing field. The game is entirely altered by the surface you're playing on. Clay loves defensive guys who can slide around and retrieve everything. Bigger hitters benefit from the hard court's speed and strong serves. Grass encourages aggressive net play and is much faster. When Zheng and Coco play on the hard court, it's essentially a fresh matchup with distinct benefits and drawbacks for each player. Zheng's refusal to try to justify her prior defeat is also encouraging. She could have easily offered a variety of explanations for why things didn't go her way, such as that the clay surface didn't suit her game or that she was having a bad day. But she didn't. She admitted that she wasn't physically prepared for that fight and accepted full responsibility. Professional athletes should exhibit that kind of accountability. It demonstrates self-awareness and maturity. Let's now discuss what this possible rematch may entail. Zheng's serve is unquestionably among the greatest on tour. She can hit serves that most players can't handle when she's in peak physical condition. It may be a game changer if she has truly increased her endurance, as she says. Coco would have to contend with that strength not just in the first set, but throughout the entire match. It's much easier said than done, too. Here's the thing about Coco, though. She is more than simply physically strong. She has unshakable mental toughness. When it gets close, that girl has ice in her veins. Because she didn't give in to pressure, she has won a lot of bouts that she definitely shouldn't have. Therefore, Coco won't make it easy, even if Zheng is now stronger and punching harder. She will force Zheng to maintain that high level for the entire game and make her earn every point. It also speaks a lot that Zheng is enthusiastic about this possible challenge. Coco's reputation and resume don't terrify her. She views it as an opportunity to put herself to the test against one of the top players in the world. If you want to compete at the greatest level, you must adopt that mindset. You can't be terrified of the big names. You must want the opportunities to showcase your abilities. It's important to note that both of these athletes are still in the early stages of their careers. Over the next 10 years, they will face each other numerous times. If they both continue to grow and challenge one another, this rivalry can develop into something truly unique. These two symbolize the future of women's tennis, so tennis fans should pay attention. They're youthful, gifted, and fearless in voicing their opinions. Zheng's remarks also draw attention to a crucial aspect of professional tennis that casual spectators might not be aware of. Physical conditioning is vitally important. Even if you are extremely talented, you will still lose if your body falters in the second or third set. Players spend a lot of time in the gym honing their strength and endurance. This is because it goes beyond just making attractive images. The key is to be able to make those shots consistently for 2 or 3 hours at a time. Another noteworthy aspect is the respect that exists between Zheng and Coco. They're not adversaries, rather they're rivals who aim to defeat one another. They acknowledge each other's accomplishments and strengths. That's how rivalries ought to be. You can respect someone's accomplishments while still wanting to destroy them on the court. Great rivalries based on respect have always existed in tennis. Zheng and Coco appear to be carrying on that tradition. The timing of this interview is also an interesting aspect. These remarks were made just before a potential tournament encounter between them. That adds some extra spice to the scenario. Everyone in attendance now knows that Zheng has been focusing on resolving the issue that cost her the previous game. There's a lot of pressure. This time she has essentially declared herself ready. If they do play and she loses again, those remarks are going to look pretty awkward. But at this point, you need that kind of confidence. You must believe in your ability to defeat anyone. In reality, Zheng's entire half-year training arc is quite significant. A player's game can be completely transformed with 6 months of focused physical training. There's plenty of time to develop significant strength and stamina without experiencing burnout. Coco needs to be ready if she is speaking the truth about feeling so different, because Zheng was already competitive despite his stamina issues. Zheng might actually be deadly if he had no
Stamina issues. The fact that Coco most likely heard these remarks as well adds to the intrigue of this. She is aware that Zheng is deliberately targeting her. She is aware of Zhang's recent endeavors that, even before they take the court, generates this entire psychological component. Does Coco feel under pressure to demonstrate that Zhang's progress is irrelevant? Does Zheng feel compelled to provide evidence for her claims? Even before the first ball is hit, these mental games take place. Zhang's Grand Slam remark was equally instructive. She notably mentioned Coco's early great victory. She was obviously amazed by that, and it may have even inspired her. Zheng most likely thinks, "That could be me," as he glances at Coco. Although their ages and career phases are comparable, Coco's Grand Slam win sets them apart. Zheng must be motivated by that to demonstrate that she is a part of the same discussion. There's little doubt that people will be present when these two perform next. There was excitement and anticipation following this interview. Supporters want to know if Zheng has made enough progress to take on Coco. They wish to test Coco's ability to deal with an enhanced version of Zheng. It's the kind of plot that adds excitement to tennis. To be honest, women's tennis needs precisely this kind of drive. Young athletes are taking the initiative, making their own decisions, and displaying confidence as well as respect. Zheng persisted in asking the question. She wasn't cautious. She claimed to have changed and was eager for the challenge. People will pay attention to that. People will become interested in the game. According to Zheng, there is also a significant surface difference. It truly is like playing a different person when you play someone on clay as opposed to a hard court. Depending on the terrain they're on, some players can occasionally be entirely different beasts. Zheng has a good case for why things might turn out differently if she actually performs better on hard court than clay. And their most recent game took place on clay. It goes beyond simple optimism. It is grounded in real-world tactical situations. In summary, this interview demonstrated that Zheng Qinwen is someone to keep an eye on. She is hungry, honest, and actively trying to strengthen her areas of weakness. Her ability to pinpoint the precise reason behind her defeat and then dedicate 6 months to resolving it demonstrates a high level of commitment and self-awareness. The majority of players would have just stated that they were outplayed and moved on. In fact, Zheng took it personally and decided to take action. That's the mindset of a champion even, if she hasn't yet taken home a title. What do you think? Is Zheng prepared to defeat Coco? Or is this merely self-confidence that will backfire? These two are building something special, and honestly, we're here for it. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more tennis stuff. If you like this breakdown, we cover every tennis match, every drama, and every event.